Hi everyone, and Happy New Year. It's Chuck Jackson with Florida Realty Investments, helping families buy and sell homes in the Orlando, Florida area. And what better place to start this year's videos than at one of my favorite places in the city of Maitland, Fort Maitland. This is where my family and I launch our boat for a day of skiing and boating and swimming and just having fun. Speaking of fun, what did you think about the housing market this last year? All I can say is it was one for the record books. The pandemic helped usher in a buying frenzy that caused Orlando area home prices to soar by a record 20%. However, there were signs in the fourth quarter indicating that this crazy housing market might be starting to simmer down a little bit. In the month of October, about 60% of home sales nationwide were involved in a bidding war. While that's high, this is down from a high of 74% in April. It might be because we're entering the holiday seasons, and it could also be a signal that the real estate runaway may be passing its peak. So what's ahead for Orlando and the surrounding housing market in 2022? Well, that's what we're about to talk about next. About this time every year, I get the question, so what do you think the housing market will be like this year? Well, here's where the industry experts predict the national market, and we predict the Orlando market is heading in 2022. Most economists expect to see mortgage rates gradually rise this year after hitting record lows in the late 2020s and early 21. Freddie Mac forecasts a 30-year fixed mortgage rate will average 3.5% in 2022, up from around 3% last year. The Mortgage Bankers Association predicts that rates will tick up to 4% by the end of the year. However, it's important to keep in mind that even a 4% mortgage rate is low when compared to historical standards. According to the Mortgage Reports, 30-year mortgage rates averaged almost 8% between 1971 and December of 2020. What does it mean for you? Lower mortgage rates can reduce your monthly payment and make Orlando home ownership much more affordable. Fortunately, there's still time to lock in a historically low rate. Whether you're hoping to purchase a new home or refinance an existing mortgage, act soon before rates go up any further. In 2021, we experienced one of the most competitive real estate markets ever. Fears about the virus and a shift to remote work triggered a huge uptick in demand. At the same time, many existing homeowners delayed their plans to sell, and supply and labor shortage hindered new construction. This led to an extreme market imbalance that benefited sellers and frustrated buyers, but the winds may be changing somewhat. Data released from Realtor.com in November showed that nationally, house price reductions from the initial listing price had more than doubled since February of 2021. And data from the Orlando Regional Realtor Association showed that the average number of days it takes to sell a house in the Orlando area has been slowly creeping up since June. What's causing this change in the housing market? The real estate market typically slows down in fall and winter, but some economists also suspect a fundamental shift in supply and demand is beginning to occur. At the National Association of Realtors annual conference last November, the group's chief economist told attendees that he expects to see an increase in the supply of houses to come from an uptick in new construction, which is already on its way, and from the end of the mortgage forbearance program. Demand is also predicted to wane slightly this year. Rising mortgage rates and record high prices have made home ownership unaffordable for a growing number of Americans. And in a recent Reuters poll, nearly 80% of property analysts expect housing affordability to worsen over the next several years. If you've been struggling to buy a house in the Orlando area, there may be some slight relief on the horizon. Increased supply could make it easier to finally purchase the home of your dreams. However, I don't see demand in the Orlando area letting up this year, as long as the economy holds steady. If you're a seller, it's a great time to cash out on big equity gains. And with more inventory on its way, you'll find an easier time finding your next home. Feel free to reach out to me and talk about what's happening in your area and how to meet your specific real estate needs and goals. Orlando area home prices rose an estimated 20% in 2021. Many experts predict this to slow down in 2022. But by how much? While most experts agree property values aren't going down anytime soon, they disagree about how much property values can continue to climb this year. Goldman Sachs is predicting that home prices will rise by 13.5%, while Fannie Mae is forecasting a 7.9% increase, and Freddie Mac an even 7%. However, not all analysts are as bullish. The National Association of Realtors predicts a 2.8% rate of appreciation for existing homes and 4.4% for new homes, while the Mortgage Bankers Association expects the average home price to decrease by about 2.5% by the end of the year. If you're a buyer who's been waiting on the sidelines for home prices in Orlando and the surrounding area to drop, you may be out of luck. I feel our area home prices will continue to climb, especially driven by demands from families moving to Florida. Even if home prices dip slightly, which I don't think they will, any savings are likely to be offset by higher mortgage rates. The good news is that the expected increase in new housing construction means more choices and a little less likelihood of bidding wars. Along with home, gasoline, and used vehicle prices, rent prices rose dramatically last year. According to CoreLogic, in September, rents for single-family homes were up 10% from last year, and economists at Realtor.com expect them to climb another 7+% in 2022. Real estate, among other real assets, are often used as a hedge against inflation. That's because property values rise with inflation. And when a homeowner takes out a mortgage, they lock in a set housing payment for the next 30 years. In contrast, renters are at the mercy of the market, and they don't gain any of the benefits of home ownership, like tax deductions, equity, or appreciation. What does it mean for you? Both property and rental prices in Orlando are expected to continue to rise. But when you purchase a home with a fixed rate mortgage, you can rest assured knowing that your mortgage rate payment will never go up. In addition, with apartment and home rental rates continuing to climb, purchasing a house as a rental income investment may be a very attractive opportunity. While national real estate numbers and predictions can provide a big picture outlook for the year, real estate is local and it follows its own picture. And as an Orlando market expert, I can guide you through the ins and outs of our market and the local issues that are likely to drive home price values in your particular neighborhood. If you're considering buying or selling a home in the Orlando area this year, give me a call or contact me using the link below. I'd be happy to talk real estate with you and send you a personalized home value report and neighborhood housing market trends. These reports provide you up-to-date information to help you develop an action plan to meet your 2022 real estate goals. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please click on the like button and consider subscribing to our channel. I publish videos frequently and you don't want to miss out. So until next time, be safe and have a great week.